Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode. We're changing it up. Remember, episode 173 of season 3 of Red Wings Rant, where tirades and impassioned pleas about your Detroit Red Wings finally have a home. Today, we're going to get you all prepped up for the regular season. It starts this Thursday. Preseason finally behind us. Let's do some fun little games here. 5 things we got right. You know, boring. Ho hum. Who gives an SHIT, right? Yeah.
Ooh.
Take that, Apple Podcasts.
I'm bleeping out that spelling.
But we're also going to do the 5 things we got wrong about the Red Wings and what we learned over the preseason. And then we'll go into our a couple of small bits of news of guys heading down to Grand Rapids, guys heading on waivers that will shortly be headed to Grand Rapids. But our final thing we want to do today, which I think y'all are gonna love, because I want to get your impressions. I want to get your own hot takes. But we're gonna give you our 2021-22 regular season hot takes, our hottest takes. We're actually gonna turn this into a game, and I hope you guys are gonna enjoy it. Basically, we've got odds that we're gonna place on our 5 hot takes. We're gonna kind of play it like, we put $100 down on each one of these. Who's gonna come home with the most amount of dough? And
$100 in Little Caesars gift cards.
Yeah, that's you can do that, right? Head on over to DraftKings, let them know you just found $500 worth of Little Caesars gift cards, and
they still smell like crazy bread.
It's one thing for us to look at this upcoming season and do. I know, every podcast this week is either doing their full, NHL preview, they're doing their specific team previews, and what are we gonna do, Mike? We're gonna go our 3rd straight year here and tell everybody, well, outlook's not good. So
bleak. There's 3 kids we're excited about, and then it's bleak.
Let's have some fun with it. So anybody listening now, before we get into it, just start planning out your 5 hot takes. And the way that this is going to roll out is we're going your 5th hottest take has 10-1 odds of becoming true. I'm not going to roll through all these, but the number 1 is 1,000-1. So we'll get there in a little bit. Strap in, we're gonna have some funsies. But
Matt, Mike, you know what? Here's what's going on.
Yeah.
There's 2 of us. We're brothers. All right. We do this every year where we make some wager and we never follow through. Big E, we're looking at you at the cake store. Matt,
we're looking at Big E for that one, or are we looking at,
we're looking for him to mold a cake for us. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Am I looking at you? What am I doing? I'm not looking.
Am I looking the right way?
Am I looking at
you?
No,
we're both looking the right. Okay, hold on. Let me look that way.
It's
you. I don't know if that's my good side. You can't see my big hair swoop. Matt,
you're the one that we're looking. Okay, go ahead.
So we're gonna do these odds, right? And with our guarantees, if one of us wins them, you get to buy the ticket to go see the Seattle Kraken for the other guy.
That sounds wrong.
Dangerous.
So wait, if I make the most amount of money out of this game, I have to buy you. No, the winner of this game gets a free ticket.
That sounds a lot better the way you put it.
Yeah,
I liked your phrasing better, but I was also not confident about my picks.
You just said the winner of this game owes the other guy money, basically.
I didn't think you figured out that quick, man. When all your picks come to fruition, I just wanted you to buy me a ticket. Because we looked at the season. We want to see Seattle. We want to see the Kraken. We love the Red Wings, of course. But we got to get some Kraken gear. We got to go see that stadium. We've never been to that city. And those tickets are crazy expensive because it's the first season. So I think we might make it interesting and put it on ourselves for the brothers to go visit the Red Wings when they go visit Seattle.
Okay. We're gonna go visit the Red Wings this Thursday.
I know, but we're gonna smell like pizza. I want to smell like the sea. I want the salt on my face from the ocean, man.
Man, I don't know where you think I'm coming up with all this vacation time. I got to buy Royal Rumble tickets.
Vacation time, Matt. You're unemployed. What are you talking about?
There's kids. You got somebody's got to watch these kids.
That's what partners are for. You're married. You're good. Come on,
right,
babe.
let's jump into the 5 things that let's go through the 5 things we got right, because I feel like that's boring,
About the preseason.
Right? I'm sorry?
About the preseason.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
like, things before the regular season started, like things that we kind of said, we got all juiced for at some point. There was a statement made either during the preseason game, whatever. I let's jump in. All right, it's 5 things we got right. I just want to run through them, just because I needed to do this for myself, because I'm about to take a huge dump on myself for the 5 things we got wrong. So I thought, to make myself feel better, I need 5 things I did right, so people know that they should subscribe. That they
it's textbook way to break bad news, right? You sandwich it with good, bad, and then you go back to the good.
So we're
gonna do all the things we got right, then all the things we fudged up, and then we'll do some hot takes that we'll definitely
then we
hit
do a
on all of them.
We do a DraftKings ad after that to remind us we get paid to do this. That's how we're gonna do good,
Beautiful.
bad.
Matt, number 5, the PP was gonna look a little bit better.
The way I put it, and I was very specific about it, and I even tried to get Max Boltman to agree with me on the last episode, but we said the power play was going to be better because of the personnel, not necessarily because of Tunge. And look, I think the passes through the seam, the working the puck around the boards, everything looks better. But Mike, again, I challenged Max to say it. He wouldn't go as far, but I said, do you really think Dan Bilesma was like, guys, just keep it on the outside, try not to get any good shots in. We'll just full steam ahead. Let's just try not to get the puck in the zone. My thing is what I think we got right. The power play was going to look improved due to the talent.
Puck control is overrated, right?
I think it was clear. I think it was clear to me. The way that we were moving the puck, whoever was quarterbacking the power play, we've made the change, right? I think the main power play quarterbacks we saw, Sider and Letty, did a fantastic job. But once we got the puck down to Lucas Raymond, the puck was moving hot. I know a lot of people were talking about good use of the bumper, but I really, every time that I watched it, in the good use, it started with what was going on in the flank. And I also got to give a huge nod to Fabry, who we're going to talk about in a minute on the 5 things we got wrong about the Red Wings preseason. A little hint there, but like I said, and I'm already ruining this because I said I just wanted to run through it.
I mean, you're right. That was due to talent. I mean, like Scotty Bowman, what a legendary coach. Wow, to think he could coach Yzerman, Shanahan, Fedorov, the rest of the Russian 5, and arguably the greatest grind line of all time. Man, how did he do it? What a coach.
There is legend that he turned the job down several times before they made it good enough. Anyway, moving on. Mike, 5 things we got right. Number 4. Sider wasn't going to look perfect, but he was going to be impressive. And this started with arguments with, us in the comments, us on Twitter, of you don't want to pull back too far away. You didn't want to pull back too far and say, well, don't forget, he's going to look like a rookie. Certainly he'll look like a rookie at times, but he's going to walk out of the preseason with our best expected goals for numbers. And that's nothing to sneeze at, because that's a reflection on how many minutes he got. Which is, that's one thing to just kind of make the decision to give the guy minutes, but he earned those minutes, but he did something with them too. So I'm taking that one. I'll just keep rolling. You're giving me dead eyes.
Because I was looking up something because I just wanted to be sure, because I found a reference that was 100% wrong, and I'm glad that I double checked it. He's going to look like a kid when he's 20 years old. I'm fine with him learning in his first real Red Wing preseason. Totally cool with that. Matt, I think we nailed that one.
Our 8D men. Yeah. I think that this is almost like solid after like just 3 preseason games. I think we all could have guessed it, but we had it right at the get-go. So we'll run through them. Moronic to Kaiser, Letty Sider, Stahl Stetcher, Lindstrom, and Osterley. Who I can't tell you, Mike, this name will haunt me for the whole season. I tried to go through the broadcast. I tried to go through YouTube. I have Osterley and Osterley are the two confirmed pronunciations. Somebody tell me how to say the goddamn Osterley's name. Mike, number 2. Bobby Ryan was going to play well enough to earn a spot on an NHL team. Now,
can I add a caveat?
Yes.
He played well enough to earn a spot on a Detroit Red Wing National League hockey team.
Here's the thing, Mike. Not sure if you checked the notes. This may come up again on things I was wrong about.
Okay.
So I did say he was going to play well enough to earn a spot on an NHL team. That was the thing I stood tall on. I was definitely he's playing that well. So we'll come back to your point in a minute. And number 1, Mike, I told everybody my hot take to start the preseason was everyone was going to fall in love with Mitchell Stevens. I think we're good. I think we finished, even though that Buffalo game was a nightmare, he still came out on top with some pretty good 5-on-5 numbers. So things we got right. I'm going to cap that off. Number 1, Mitchell Stevens was going to be the one we'd all fall in love with by the end of the preseason.
Yeah, I think he's going to be easy to love in the preseason. Feftar was the golden line here.
Osterley.
Whatever Ken Daniels calls him, that's his name, and Ken we trust. Feftar, bless you, you wonderful human. Yeah, Mitchell Stevens, Matt, I'm going to pump the brakes here because he did look. You weren't wrong. He did look good, but it was the preseason. It was against a lot of C and D teams, and Mitchell, for us, you're going to be part of our A team. You're going to be taking tough face-offs against the top centerman of the other team. So we'll see how that pans out.
I don't know about that. I pull back on that one too. This is gonna be my fourth line center. So I don't need him to go up against the best of the best, but I think he played a damn good preseason. So this is let me take a win here because now I'm gonna jump into all the things I got wrong.
All right, this is my favorite part. I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah.
Robbie Fabry, Matt, at number 5. Robbie Fabry played his nuts off like he needed to earn a roster spot.
Yeah, basically, my take was just sort of missing the mark on this. Was not really giving Fabry any time at all. Let's see if I can blow this up here a little bit so you guys can see this. But Fabry's going to walk out of the preseason with our best expected goals for numbers. Of course we can't see it. Let me scroll down a little bit here. This isn't Red Wings Rant if I can't get just an easy graphic to pull up here. So this isn't necessarily me saying that Fabry was going to have a bad preseason. This was me more or less just when I was putting together the depth chart. Whenever forwards were coming into play, I just sort of looked at Fabry and even tested the waters of throwing him into our third line. I mean, things, who knows how things turn out if we have Verana and Lucas Raymond is, playing the way he played. What does Fabry look like at the end of the season? But for the sake of me ignoring him and any sort of analysis or prep going into the preseason and him coming away with Jeff Blashill's favorite player this preseason, but then the numbers are there too. He had the best 5-on-5 numbers in regards to preventing chances and putting some on the board. So that's me recognizing the fact that I got to do better to give Fabry his due because he had a hell of a preseason.
He did, and I think it's just unfair of like a criticism to be like. I mean, like he's going to be asked to be like top shelf at a hole in the wall bar. You know what I mean? He's going to be the Grey Goose, but we all know it's Burnett's poured into a Grey Goose bottle. You know what I mean? It's not fair. So I think he's just been improving, and I don't know. He's not ever going to be like world beater top line center or wing because they talk about his positional flexibility. And I guess I'm just going to curb my, expectations for him. It's, he's going to be fine. He's just not going to be a top line guy.
Well, the next one I think I got wrong, and I maybe it'll change once the regular season gets rolling. But number 4 for 5 things I got wrong. Moritz Seider was going to be eased into special teams. Mike, Moritz Seider ends the preseason with our most minutes per game on special teams, averaging over a minute per game on the penalty kill and almost over 2 minutes per game on the power play. The guy was everywhere we needed a defenseman. It was just let's see what he can do in every facet. And I'm going to say my take at the start was here's where we might get to see Moritz Seider by the end of the regular season. But with how often he was used on the power play and the penalty kill, I can't imagine it's going to be cut back at all once the regular season gets rolling. Like those numbers, he's going to be tested. He's going to get the work. So I'm putting that one. What did I get wrong? Boom, Moritz Seider being eased into special teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think we know the talent level on this roster, and it's kind of like, well, I don't have a hell of a lot of options. Get out there and learn something, kid. So they're just really throwing him into the fire, and again, you gotta just kind of curb your expectations. It's a 20-year-old dude. This is his first season, and now he's going up against real A-list NHL speed. Starting Thursday, so. We're going to be optimistic, and I'm glad he got this real anointing in the preseason, because more than likely we're going to be leaning on him as our top, like you said, top special teams, defenseman.
So number 3 here on 5 things I got wrong. There wasn't enough space for Bobby Ryan to make the team. Mike, as you threw out there earlier for 5 things I got right, I said Bobby Ryan would play well enough to earn a spot on an NHL team. I think so far, I'm going to say, even though they haven't made the official announcement yet, so this could look really dumb tomorrow. They say thanks, Bobby, but no thanks. But I'm fairly certain I got this wrong. That Bobby Ryan is going to have a spot on this team. Now, of course, injuries are gonna come into play here. We still don't know what's going on with Rasmussen, and that's probably more or less going to affect Joe Veleno's spot on this team. But Verana's out. We just had Max Boltman on the last episode. We were trying to find a space for both Lucas Raymond and Bobby Ryan, and I think we both settled on the idea that there's room for both. It's just like the old taco commercial where you have the soft shell and the hard shell. Why not both? So I think we are going to get both. And Mike, that's what I got wrong, because I was so sure-footed. I was like, look, guys, calm yourselves. Bobby Ryan, he's going to play great. We love him. He's a solid guy, solid human. No room for him. And hey, Matt was wrong.
I think I don't know. I think this one we'll put an asterisk next to, because I could still see him playing for us, man. I'm going to put an asterisk. I'm going to wait. Let's do the next one.
I'm saying he is on the team. Yeah. I think my notes you're misreading. What I got wrong was that there wasn't enough space. There absolutely is enough space. So he will be. I know it hasn't been officially mentioned yet on Detroit Red Wings Twitter, but I think he'll be on this team.
Let's do the next one, man. Yeah.
Number 2 and number 1, I think, are reflective of what was going on in the SHL. Probably just an injury is what got in the way of me being a little more starry-eyed. But we'll start with number 2. And it's just gonna spin. I was so sure we were gonna get a Jonathan Berggren at the start of the season. I was kind of looking at it as Steve Yzerman's words, where let's get these kids in. This is the success of the season is going to be reflective on these kids getting minutes, not wins and losses. Right there, I was like, all right. Before the preseason started, of course, we had a Jonathan Berggren injury that got in the way. But even in his playing time, I think he played like a solid game, but we never really saw some flashy finish or too many flashy moves that are going to get a guy an NHL roster spot. So what did I get wrong? Matt was so sure that Berggren was going to be on this opening night roster, trying to fit him in there somewhere. Still pretty confident he's going to be on this team at some point this year, but missed the mark there. But I think I'll just roll right into number 1. Mike, the thing I got most wrong was that I was coming into this preseason saying, I just want to see a flash of Lucas Raymond looking like a number 4 pick. That's all. That's all I wanted. Just a little flash here or there. And Mike, I mean, somebody turned on the brights and just kept driving, because Lucas Raymond is going to be on this team, no doubt in my mind. He really drove the offense for a good chunk of games there. I will say, being, where he's at, being a rookie at his age, I think what got in the way, Mike, is going to be 8 games in 11 days, which is going to be very rare for that to happen again. And what did he play? 6 games? But still, that's a lot of games. He's playing against grown men. That's a huge transition. He's also changing the rink he's playing on. So he kind of fell off a little bit on the last couple of games, and I'm talking from a analytical perspective. You take a look at those 5-on-5 numbers; they weren't as glowing. But he's not there. There won't be another point the rest of the year that he's going to have to play this many minutes in that short amount of time. And I think if we go back to what he looked like when he was well rested, that's what we can be. I think we could solidly put ourselves in this space of this guy's going to be dazzling us, going from one end of the ice to the other. And I put this out on YouTube. I said 60% of the time he's going to look like our best player. 40% of the time he's going to look like one of the elites of the NHL. I'm going to feel pretty good about that by the end of the season, I feel like. But that was me after seeing Lucas Raymond play. So what am I going to say? What did I get wrong? I just was like, Lucas will be fine. He won't make this team. He'll have some flashes, and then we'll sail off and we'll watch him in Grand Rapids. So sure, the Vrana injury absolutely comes into play here, but I'm putting that on my list. Things I got wrong. Lucas Raymond. I should have said Lucas Raymond is going to blow my mind. I feel like that's the only way I could have gotten this right.
Yeah, I mean, Vrana's injury definitely helped, make it easier for us to get more exposure to Lucas Raymond playing with, current top Red Wings. I think what kind of bummed me out about this too is how quickly it looked like, oh yeah, this guy definitely belongs. It wasn't one of those where he just made a good play and we could, kind of tell the narrative. In a couple years, not only is he going to make a good play, he's going to finish. It's like, no, he finished, and then he finished for other people. Like, it already looks like he's going to be one of our top forwards. So what kind of bummed me out was watching how much sizzle he had already, and then kind of looking back at, like, Zadina going like, oh, man.
Yeah, I mean,
he's still young.
Right.
You know that, but it just, I kind of wish we had more of those sizzle moments like we already have with Lucas, where it looks like, oh, so that's what he's going to do at the NHL level to, like, get a paycheck, have a job for a decade, make his name known. But Zadina is still, he was a high draft pick. So I felt really good about Raymond, and I felt kind of bummed out so far about Zadina.
I think probably the best way to put it after speaking with Max was just that this is a guy that by watching this preseason, he certainly at his age, he still needs some room to, there's room to develop and nurture and make him even better. But how much of that happens in the AHL at this point? Right? Like, this is a guy that needs to develop in the NHL. He's going to develop by making mistakes and learning at the pro level. You mean Lucas, Zadina, or both? Lucas. Okay. I mean, Zadina's at that point, right? Like, I think we're past the point of any sort of measurement. The only thing I could think was that, if Zadina is almost going to be that the Red Wings Max Scherzer. Remember when Mighty Max had that kind of weird stretch and they had to send him back down to the Mudheads for like a month, and then he figured it out and was incredible? So I didn't know if him getting some horse again. Yeah, so I didn't know if him kind of, dominating competition would help, but we haven't really seen it against other teams, C and D lineup. So I'm kind of like, it'll just be time. It's just some time. Okay. And I think too. I know this. We didn't want to get too deep in the Zadina conversation here, but I think the nice little capper for Lucas Raymond and potentially seeing Zadina and Lucas playing on the same line, which might not happen. We're probably going to see Tyler up there with Lucas and Larkin based on some practices. But if we do get to see Zadina and Lucas, I think Zadina is the kind of guy that is going to take advantage of it, because we saw him take advantage of playing with Vrana last year. So I don't think Zadina can run a line, but I absolutely think he's the kind of guy that finishes and helps finish with Lucas Raymond based on what we saw with Vrana. Now, if Verana, does make his way back this year, those are going to be. We have some potential for some pretty strong offense at the second half of the season. Two very strong lines, especially with that chemistry that was being built last year. So that's a conversation for January, February, once we get some more injury updates on Verana and this injury that happened 10 minutes into practice, and also nobody saw it, and I think he was already hurt, and this is how they're going to get him fixed, and nobody's talking about that, but who cares? All right. Silver 33-44. I agree wholeheartedly on Zadina. Not been a fan of time and placement on this team versus his contribution and trajectory of development. But yeah, Silver, I think we're probably in the future here a little bit after I made that last statement. I wonder if you do agree that that Zadina is the guy that might be more complimentary, and he, like I said, he showed that he could take advantage of that stuff last year with Verana. So can he, maybe we just drafted the guy in the top 10 that's going to be able to keep up with Lucas Raymond. Maybe not necessarily the guy that was going to be Lucas Raymond. Definitely, we don't know. I think that's still maybe like the starry-eyed way of looking at Zadina at this point. I don't know why I keep using starry-eyed. Mike, I get stuck. Oh, man. I get stuck on one metaphor and I use it for like weeks. All right. It's time to jump into some biz here, Mike. I think what do we want to do here? Let's just make it awkward. Do you want to start off here?
Yeah, I'll snag it. Another week of the NFL season means another shot to win big at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet just $1 on any NFL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. The last 0-0 tie in the NFL was in 1943, 2 years before the end of World War II. So, Matt, this sounds like a no-brainer to me. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, DraftKings won't leave you empty-handed. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings daily fantasy sports contests. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code THPN to throw down $1 on any NFL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a point. That's promo code THPN. If this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Boom. Right. Now, Mike, doesn't it sound like DraftKings knows something with this bet? It's kind of like they're like, come on, there hasn't been a 0-0 ties in 1943. We put it in our script this week.
It definitely sounds like something WWE would do. Big E has not lost the WWE Championship on a Monday Night Raw ever.
I do want to address Ovi Nystrom. Ovi, it's nice to have you here. Is Raymond and Veleno starting in the NHL? And Silver doing some good work for us. Thank you, my man. We'll find out by 5 p.m. tomorrow. But I'm going to say, if this was a question of should they be, I think absolutely we're looking at two NHL hockey players, right? And I think that's more along the lines of like Veleno. Like Veleno is an NHL hockey player at some point in his career.
Are we really going to send Raymond down to the minors to just give bare butt spankings to everybody down there? He's not going to learn anything. We need him up here, man.
Right, and I think that's the more sure
He's
thing.
Too talented.
Raymond's good to go, but Veleno, I think it might just be a timing thing if he's not on this roster. If he is on it, it's still a timing thing because I think we still need to put a center on this team. And Rasmussen, we know that he tweaked his shoulder. We still don't know. At least the last I've checked, I haven't heard a timetable. And when we spoke with Max Boltman, that was still up in the air. So that guy's he's closer to the game than I am. And last we spoke, we didn't have an answer.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say even if he doesn't start, you're going to see him pretty quick. We're going to have a lot of injuries. It happens every year. I think you're going to see a lot of Veleno. But yeah, I would expect to see Raymond on Thursday night against Tampa Bay, and I hope he gets to pick the brain of Kucherov just once or twice.
Now this is a good I think transition. We have some roster moves though that are official. Calvin Pickard, Dan Renouf, Luke Wachowski, and the aforementioned Jonathan Berggren officially assigned to Grand Rapids. Waived today. Riley Barber and Taro Hirose. Of course, the move is out there that they can be picked up, but I will. I don't know. I could guarantee they're headed to Grand Rapids just to fully flesh out the news point. They were waived and are more than likely.
It's another. I mean, they're two guys who the resumes are just the word potential. We just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and I hate to keep referencing the last episode, so I do. You guys can go check that out because it also serves as another preview for the NHL season. But speaking with Max Boltman and actually over the preseason, I think we've kind of settled on that Hirose just is a career AHLer, and we said that a couple episodes ago. And Max kind of settled on that point too. And that's not to say that he doesn't make his stints in the NHL. I think he's just a solid asset to have in Grand Rapids that you can count on if there's enough injuries that he can come up, and you can slot him in on the power play if need be, depending on where those injuries are. Of course, that might be why he gets a shot over somebody else. But yeah, I think the game of Taro Hirose and him being a full-time NHLer, I think that unfortunately that ship has sailed. I'm pretty confident in saying that.
I mean, his best case scenario is to discover it late, like a JD Martinez. I mean,
yeah, there you go. I like that. You always keep it. You have the good Detroit Tigers and Pistons references, Mike. We got to start a Pistons podcast. That's Pistons and Tigers is up next. All right. So, Mike, last thing we wanted to do, get you guys all geared up for the regular season. Like I said earlier, in the pre-show. It's just like, what are we going to do? We're going to tell you guys, we've got some games coming up. We got the Tampa Bay Lightning coming up on Thursday. Of course, we're going to be there. We hope to see you guys. We'll kind of tweet out where we're hanging out. So you guys, if you want to come grab a beer and just chit chat, and I don't know, it's not like I'm going to say, if you want to meet us. No, if you just want to hang out with some Red Wings fans, we'll be at Little Caesars Arena. So we'll tweet it out. You guys just come find us. But, basically what I'm getting at is, what are we going to tell you guys? This is another rough season. Like, don't expect too much. So what we wanted to do to preview the regular season was to give you guys some pie in the sky. Let's do some hot takes. Let's do some juicy hot takes, Mike. And we're gonna turn this into a little game here because I hope that you guys can give us your hot takes as well. Because I think this would be fun to kind of track this throughout the season. And maybe I don't have it figured out right now, but we do have a full season to figure this out. Maybe there's something that could happen to somebody who gets maybe 5 right? If you land on all 5, and by 5 I mean this. Mike, we're gonna go with our hot takes. We're gonna pretend we're putting. I'm sorry.
Do your hot takeiest one.
we're gonna pretend we're putting $100 on each one of these hot takes. So we've got a 10-1, a 50-1, 100-1, 200-1, and 1,000-1. Now, Mike, I'm not even sure if I did that right, but your hottest, juiciest take is going to be number 1. Number 5 is going to be just a kind of like this might happen. All right. Now, does that make sense for everybody at home? Because Mike, you've had some time to think about it, and yes. Are you ready to roll?
I think I'm ready to roll, man. I want to hear your hot takeiest hot take.
I'm going to start with 5. I feel like the hot takeiest take should be last. Like that's good TV.
Well, I want the number 1 is one I'm guaranteeing.
Oh wait, I'm confused. Okay, so that you're starting with the one that's
all right. We'll do the one that. All right, we'll do. Okay, man, it's your game. You can do it however the f you want. Bring it on.
We are not doing the juiciest one first. All right, guys. Red Wings Stanley Cup, and then we work our way to Dylan Larkin's going to score 10 goals this year.
He will be number 71.
All right, so let's reset here. All right, so our number 5 for me, Mike, the one that is most likely to happen. Mike, by the end of the season, I think Greiss will just be our starting goaltender. I don't think we're going to be going 50-50. I think Nedeljkovic is a young guy who's still learning. And I'm not saying that the preseason scares me. I just think Greiss, by the end of this season, will have not only a majority of these games, I think he's going to lock down the second half of this season and probably take about 75% of the games in the second half.
That'll bum me out, because if ever a goalie was the Gus Farrat, that would be Greiss.
No. Come on. He had a great second.
Just a 30-ish white guy, he's all right. He had a few touchdowns.
They both have some pretty good eyebrows.
Yeah. I'm going to accidentally call him Farrat on Thursday. I just want you to know that. So I guess my least hot take, Matt. And I upgraded it. You did 10-1 odds. I did 2-1 on this one. You buckled in?
Yeah.
Tyler Bertuzzi will not finish the season as a Red Wing.
Woohoo! That's all right. Now, if that is your mildest hot take,
that's my mildest hot take.
You're gonna get super spicy. We're going past Ghost Pepper on this.
I just don't think it's that far fetched. I don't think that he's got the right Red Wing mindset. I don't think Eisman wants any part of this. Is he gonna play in Canada? Do we have to cajole him about getting vaxxed? I don't think that he fits the Red Wing business plan, mantra, just locker room fit. He's already hurt all the time. And I think the only reason they haven't traded him is because they'd be selling low right now, because he's had boo-boos and he hasn't had a great, past season. So I think they're hoping to get maybe a hot month or two out of him and then, kick this guy out of town.
That was Mike. That was even well thought out too, Pooh. Too. I don't know why I called you Pooh. That was well thought out too. Fethjar, he thinks that's juicy. He also agrees with you too. Great points of why it hasn't happened yet. All right, so I feel like I got to step it up now. I got to
step it up, man. What do you got next, huh? That was my 2-1. I'm giving 2-1 odds on that one.
I am so embarrassed to say that this is my next one now, because that was so juicy. You're so stinking hot. All right, Mike, my next one that I'm embarrassed to say now. Mike, the Red Wings are going to have 12 different defensemen play this year. Now, the reason I say that is because I think we are moving a lot of these defensemen at the trade deadline. We have 4 guys with a year left that are slotted right now with a role. And I think it's essentially what we're talking about here. So I didn't just want to say we're going to move 4 guys. That would be more fun to say we'll have 12 different defensemen play this year for Detroit. And that just basically means we're going to be rolling guys in and out. And at the start of this preseason, we did a whole episode about guys that I thought could sniff the NHL this year. Mike, that's how I'm going to get my Donovan Sabrango into a Red Wing jersey this year, is because we're going to be moving 3 or 4 defensemen by the end of the year, sucking in more draft picks. It's a coming. So that's my number 4. Mike, your number 4, which I don't even know how we get juicier than Tyler's definitely gone.
My next one, and it's going to get a little more hot takey.
You just keep talking. This is the recap for everybody. The number 4, 50-1 odds.
Red Wings will have a top 15 defense. So,
all right.
That just, what I'm saying is, I think it'll be a top half. I think it's going to be a strength of the team. But that does give credit to Greiss. That does, mean me. I'm giving more credit to Nedeljkovic. Giving up, having a pretty solid season. But it also means that I think pretty highly of Leddy and Seider. And the way that the Red Wings are going to structure their team, it might mean that the top 15 rank is a little erroneous or felonious, because it just means we're going to keep this Blashill turtle mentality, because we don't have enough goal scorers to really open it up. But I think that if you take Blashill's strategy, to kind of be on your heels a little bit, and then you have upgraded talent, I think that this could be a strength. And I still think we're going to be a trash offensive team, because if Lucas Raymond is already one of your better goal scorers and the dude's 20 years old and he's never played NHL hockey before, you're in trouble.
I wouldn't go. It could. There's the idea of just talent.
We were just waxing poetic about, Mitchell Stevens. I'm like, man, that guy's going to score like maybe, he'll get like 3 assists for the whole season. So let's just, come on. We're not going to have a great offense, but I do think that with Blashill's plan, with the way we upgraded the defensive talent, I think that's my second least hot take.
Well,
so I'm giving that 50 to 1 odds.
You took a hot stinky dump on my chest, so let me do the exact opposite. What I planned out was to say, Mike, I think you're right, and basically was gonna come up to bat for you, because Danny DeKeyser was probably the guy on the top 6 that I think I would have waffled on the most of trying to put him in a spot. Like, where does he fit in the which D pairing makes most sense, and only because he struggled a bit. It felt like he was still finding his footing from his, missing. Jesus, how long was he gone? Over a year. He hadn't played before January of this year, and he had a great preseason. He's going to end up being the second best defenseman when it's all said and done to 5-on-5 analytics for expected goals. So something looks like it's clicking for Danny. And that would have been your weak link, in my opinion. And I think we're only going to see Moritz improve. So hats off, Mike. But thanks for taking a hot, sticky dump on my chest. Mike, my number 3 actually kind of goes along the same lines again. My 100 to 1 here. Mike, my number 3, power play finishes in the top 5 in the league. And this goes along with the improved forwards. Me and my Lucas Raymond, my Alex Tunge power play, which I love that rhymes. There's got to be T-shirts there. Mike, top 5 power play.
Man, I don't know if it's top 5 in the Atlantic.
Boom. I mean, it's got to be tough, but here's the thing. We're looking at changing. We're changing a whole system here, and we're adding some new names, and I think there's still some potential for stuff to get even juicier once Verona comes back. So I'm sticking with it. That's my hot take. 100 to 1 odds.
Can I give that maybe like 20,000 to 1? Man,
you want that one to be my number 1?
I would take Tampa, Toronto, Montreal, Florida, and Boston. And that's just in our division, man. That is an insane hot take for those odds.
It can't really be that insane because you're still only talking about like an extra power play goal. Like one extra power play goal or two extra power play goals a week. You're not. You can really.
You sound like a utility third baseman. Coach. Listen, I get one more single a week. I'm back up to 250.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
I got a hell of an average.
That's how you do it.
Matt Zadita is on the first power play line. Enough said. All right, I'm going to do my third.
Eric Johnson, what are you smoking? Power play in the top 5. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Eric, wouldn't you draft 5 Atlantic teams just before the Red Wings? Man, I wouldn't even do it number 6 in the. I think about Ottawa with Tim Stützle before I think about the Red Wings. Good Lord, what a hot take. Matt, my third one, and I think it's pretty – it's a risk because we haven't really seen it we've only seen it almost kind of one season. But it'll kind of depend on him getting to play with Lucas Raymond, depend on the return of Verona, Bertuzzi or whoever we trade Bertuzzi for. But, Matt, that's the captain, Larkin, getting back – to averaging captain points and averaging a point a game. He's had to deal with a lot of injuries. He's had to deal with crappy defensemen, so he's always, having to circle back. He's his wingman, whether it's Mantha, whether it's Bertuzzi. He's had a rough situation. It's tough to not only lead the line by yourself, break the play in, but get your own dump in, and then try to make a play for yourself. So I think Larkin, he's going to have a chance. If we're looking at twos, or again, whoever we trade twos for, Raymond or Verona, I think Larkin can start to get back on that pace. So I'm going to say that I'm going to give that like 100 to 1 odds. Larkin averaging a point a game. I
would have even put that one down. Like you had your practically guaranteed was your first one. I would have put that one down there. Like that's a hot take. but
there's a lot of
pretty solid.
There's a lot of deep cut articles. Some of our athletic boys, I think Baltman did too, just writing about how tough it's been for Larkin to like get to that point. And maybe he is just a tier down, and he's an A+ second line center and like a B- top line center. So I'm hoping that it's just because of who he's been playing with, and now I feel like he's got a legitimate blue line behind him. He might have a Raymond or a Verana. I think that we're going to see his numbers go back up.
I like it. I that might be the most sane take we have in this entire game here. Mike, you ready for that? This one is where when we play this game, I want to win it. This is my 200-1. So if I lock this one down, we're good, right? Because I don't think we're getting our number ones, and I'm just throwing that out there. Mike, Jakub Vrana is going to come back and score 20 goals. He's going to play half a season and get 20 goals for us. Boom. That's my 200-1.
I mean, you can have it. I'm not taking that bet. That's all you, bud. Red Wings have a hard time getting 20 goal scorers, let alone giving a guy half a season to do it in. It's pretty hot takey for me, Matt. I'm not going into those waters.
I love that. I didn't know we were playing. Mild. What's most likely to happen? Take. What did Dylan Larkin do a couple of years ago? Take. I thought we were playing. Let's go hot. Come on. Where's the one that you started out? You started out habanero pepper, and you've cooled down to a jalapeno. Let's go.
I'm going off of the likelihood. So I'm going to say, Matt, my fourth one, Mo Seider will medal for the Calder Trophy. It's a really hard trophy to get, and especially for a defenseman. I don't know how many athletic articles and Jay Fresh statistical breakdowns the voters are going to read, but if they do, I think they are going to see the behind the scenes stuff that Seider's really good at. But I just don't know if he's going to get those sexy numbers to bring the trophy home. But I do think that he'll get a narrative. Like a narrative storyline number of votes, to maybe bronze for the Calder Trophy, but not necessarily bring it home.
Well, he's not getting it, Mike, because my number one, my 1,000-1, Lucas Raymond is winning the Calder Trophy this year. That is there you go. Bingo, number one, hot take. That's that's as juicy and hot and spicy as I can get it. Mike, I'm going. That's my 1,000-1. So again, $100 on each one of these. Let's see how much money I'm going to be raking in. Probably it's nothing. And Mike, you're going to be. You played it. God damn it! Fucking metal. You fucking call. Woohoo! No, Lucas is winning this fucking thing, man. Give me. If all this happens, Mike, if my 5 things actually play out, I feel like we're going to the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel
Eric Johnson, just to kind of scale back, reverse the clock here to go back to your point, Mike. Eric Johnson's he's right there with you, top 3 in Calder. He's with you.
Eric, it's good money, brother. It's good money for these bets that don't exist yet on DraftKings.
Yeah, you know what? You can bet on that, and I have money on Lucas Raymond to win it right now. And you guys can all just go screw yourselves because Mo Seider's in every goddamn article for who's going to win the Calder this year. So get out of here with that being a hot take. Go eat something.
I think Eric and I hear a lot of panic over there, Matt.
Matt's got the hot takes. You guys,
Raymond,
you guys came in with the
Raymond will look good in 4th place. He'll look good in 4th place, right behind my boy, Uncle Mo.
All right. Now, Fethstar, here's the thing. We said hot takes. Fethstar's got, for the podcast listeners, Blashill's getting canned. Listen. Fethstar, give me, on our scale, you've got, which one are you putting that on?
Blashill has, you know that little Caesar's mascot? It's supposed to look like Julius Caesar with the toga on, and he does the pizza. Blashill has nudes of that guy. There's no way he's getting canned. He has nudes of the Little Caesars mascot. He's not getting canned. He cannot do He would have to go 0-41, and then Yzerman would be like,
all right,
we're probably going to demote him to like special, correspondent. He's not getting canned.
The thing about Blashill getting fired is Yzerman said.
So arguably, that is the most the hottest take we've heard.
I guess, yeah. With that argument, and I guess I'm gonna make it a hotter take here because Yzerman did say he doesn't care about wins and losses. He just wants to see the kids get on the ice this year. He didn't even say like they have to like win the Calder. Like it was pretty, white milk. Just kind of
Lucas Raymond's going to play 30 minutes. 30 minutes a game, man. Can't wait to see it.
So yeah, there's two schools of thought on there. I like either you see Blashill is inevitably gone, or you kind of look at it and like, well, Blashill probably will just sail off quietly. Like they'll let the contract just run out and he'll be gone. But either way, if you look at it as inevitable as Silver 33-44 puts it, maybe that's a 10-1 hot take. But with my argument that Yzerman says it's not about wins and losses, maybe that'll be our hottest take. Maybe Yzerman just goes off the wall. He's gone. All right, Mike, did we do your number one?
Not yet.
Oh shit.
This is a Fethar level. This is Fethar level 5 hot take.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I feel like I didn't even explain the game correctly.
Now, this is a hot take. All right, this is a hot take because Matt doesn't know what a hot take is. I'm going to teach him what hot takes are. Ready? Red Wings will finish 5th in the Atlantic Division. How about them apples?
Yeah,
listen,
sure.
Buffalo's done. Senators are Tim Stützle and the Pips. And what I'm counting on, I wanted more laughter for that. I really like that reference. I really think this is finally going to be the year where the Maple Leafs are like one injury and one fuck it moment away from just, we're done. And the Red Wings with their, do-goodedness, and they're still trying. They're playing all these young kids who give a damn every night. Blashill's got them turtling, so they only give up like 2 goals a game, and they just got to get to 2.5 goals a game, 2.5, 3. I think that there's an argument to be made. There's a scenario where everything goes right. They could sneak all the way up to 5th in this division. That doesn't mean that they're getting out of, a good lottery pick, or being in the lottery, but I could see my Maple Leafs, God bless them, laying a big turd. Again, Tim Stützle and the Pips, and Matt, the Sabres are done. That's the worst team. That's arguably the worst team ever assembled.
Look, the Lightning are going to be the ones that don't win the Atlantic, but they'll be the ones that kind of have a fart sandwich of a season and have a great playoffs, but they're still top 4. The Leafs will be number 1 at the end of the year. Bruins, and then you got to throw the Panthers in there. So the team that is going to certainly fall out of the playoffs, from my perspective, is going to be Montreal, especially without Carey Price. So I just look at that and I go, all right, no Carey Price, and then you just have to beat the Senators, the Sabres. Who am I missing? Oh wait, no, that's it. That's okay. So yeah, I went through every team. We're the other shit team that I haven't mentioned yet. So I'm come on. I'm trying to 1,000-1 odds. Come on, that's 2-1. That's chumps. Come on, give me a. All right. Clearly, I think I had a completely different idea of how I wanted to play.
I mean, they're rolling out Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki, man. I mean, Canadians are not going to crap out that bad. They're going to be awesome. They'll be fine. Man, they got Jake Allen.
I will say this.
He's just coming into his own, man.
I would have had them out of the playoffs.
Whoa!
With Carey Price.
Man, they got my boy Savard. Man, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine.
So wait, so then you are you? Let's not settle on the Leafs though. I hope that you'll. Did you just watch that Amazon documentary? Is that why you're taking a dump on them? You watch too much of that, and you're.
I've put my heart into too many Maple Leafs teams, and I think this is the time.
I respect. I mean, to me, like you go back to the Red Wings and before we won our cups in 96, 97, 97, 98, some people were asking for the team to be blown up. And that's what people are saying about the Maple Leafs. And they came out and made their statement. They said, no, we're sticking to it. I respect it. It's along the same lines of what we did. Our core did not.
I think they think that they're the Penguins.
What was that?
I think they think that they're the Penguins. We just got this, great couple lines here. We're just gonna keep the gang together and just keep on winning. Yeah, but you guys never win.
If I had to bet though on a line, if I'm looking at first lines across the league and I had to put money on a line that was going to score, I'm thinking about putting money on the Leafs.
Stützle and the Pips. Damn it! I'm gonna keep dropping that reference till you actually laugh at it, Matt.
It's cute, but don't say yes.
I'm selling it hard.
I told you it was cute. I was trying to put it down.
I'm gonna make you design that shirt, man.
All right, so here's
we're gonna sell it on Red Wings Rant website. Is Tim Stützle and the Pips?
I'm gonna collect these if you guys want to throw a bump on YouTube. If you guys want to tweet them at us at BOD Hockey, send us your 5 hot takes. I'm gonna collect these. I'm gonna figure out if we're gonna be doing T-shirts or Red Wings tickets. For obviously it would have to be the next season because I want to go through this whole season. You guys send us your 5. All right, we're going to collect them. I'll put them in a spreadsheet. Whoever has the highest dollar amount. Again, it's like you're putting $100 on each one of these. And don't just say like we're going to come in, 8th place. I am the judge here. I will delete your hot takes if you tell us.
Oh, look at Stallone over there taking care of the city blocks, huh?
Give me some goddamn hot
Judge
takes.
Dredd, yeah.
Give me Matt level hot takes. Come on, let's go.
Robbie Fabry will lead the team in plus minus. There's a hot take.
God
but
damn.
I'm not putting money on
guys
that.
Are giving me rare steaks here. I need something sizzling. I need it well done. All right. But yeah, send us your stuff send us your stuff. Yeah, at BOD Hockey. Jesus, I forget how to talk sometimes. Put it in the comments. I'm going to collect them all. We're going to hang on to them all season. We're going to do like a down goes Brown kind of thing. And we'll come back and we'll keep track of what's going on throughout the season so you guys can see it. And then, I'll say, the season starts on Thursday. If you wait and it's been a game or two or even a couple of weeks and you want to enter in late because you saw this.
Also, if you want to get on the coattail of a few of these, like that Bertuzzi trade.
I got to say,
Come on over to Daddy. Daddy's taking care of you. Come on down.
Go to Mike's level and up. Don't go lower than Mike's 5th place in the Atlantic. Try and be hotter than that. Don't.
5th place is pretty hot takey.
Flaming hot takes. All right.
That's pretty hot takey.
I'm gonna give it a C-. I don't even know if that even tracks for how I'm grading or like the wagers and everything, but it's not terrible, but I wanted to hear like
it's not utter madness. Like power play is top 5 in the league. Holy God Almighty!
Like,
Matt.
well, like I guess the potential here is that there's like a playoff spot potential with yours, so I'll give you that. But there's also the argument too that we could be 20 points away and Glenn have his spot. All right. So let's I think it's time we sail off. Okay, you know what? I'll upgrade it to a C. Only because I had that realization we could be sniffing a
that's so generous of you, man. Thanks.
No problem.
Appreciate that. I give your collective hot takes an F. How about that?
Oh wait, I got a couple of them here. Let me run through them. This is that's not hot takes. This is Eric going through his standings here. Panthers 1, Leafs 2, Tampa 3, Boston 4, Montreal 5, Senators 6. Wait. Okay, I got it. Sens or Wings at 6. And he's shooting the Sabres. They're not even in the Atlantic. They're just in their own division. They're outside of it.
Yeah, they're a subdivision.
And then we got one hot take though before we head off into the sunset.
Ooh, I like that one.
Chris C, you have the hottest take so far. This is the shit I'm looking for. Give me this. Chris C, A+. Zadina traded at the deadline. Boom.
I think that is a hot take because his value is so low.
That's 1,000 to 1. Oh, you piece of garbage.
Am I wrong?
No. I mean, yeah, you are. You are wrong.
Thanks for being on the phone. Ring, ring. Hey, does anybody need 3 goals and 6 assists for the year? No? Okay, I'll try somebody else. Click.
You're such a... Okay. How about your new hot take is he's going to have more than 3 goals and 6 assists this year?
Listen, I like Chris's take, but I'm saying that's going to be a really tough sell for Yzerman. That is a hot take. That's a ghost pepper hot take.
That's the hottest take I think we've had so far. But that's the level I want. You guys, your competition is Chris C right now. I don't even care. Chris C might even get a t-shirt just because he gave us the hottest take. I don't even know. Chris, you got to email us. I tell people all the time, email us, and then they never get back to us when I say I'm going to give you a free t-shirt. I've had like 2 people respond to me. It's admin@bodpodcast.com, Chris. You win. I'm giving you a t-shirt. Fuck it. Let's do it. Hottest take. Sorry, the show's ending. Nobody else gets to do it. Chris, you could still enter in the whole competition. We'll do it at the end of the year, but fuck it. I'm feeling generous right now. Chris C, you get a Red Wings Rant t-shirt for that Zadina being traded at the deadline. All right.
Eric, you and I are just going to revel in Matt being wrong and that his takes were an F. Just want to watch you stew over there, Matt. Just watch you stew.
My takes were fun. For fun, they get an A+. That's what
You know what else is fun, Matt? You should go watch Trolls World Tour and then do some coloring and eat your own boogers. So all 3 of those things you'd probably like a lot.
Thanks. All right. I don't even know what to do with that.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah. All right, let's sail off into the sunset. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for judging my hot takes, Eric. I appreciate it. Thinking I'm smoking. But yeah, follow us at BOD Hockey and subscribe on YouTube. And of course, what does the most good is subscriptions and the ratings on Apple Podcasts. Red Wings Rant. Find us there. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.